So let's take a look at how the client's portal functions. So first we go through the registration process. During the registration, the location is automatically determined. It's picked up. You can change it if necessary. There's also functionality that sets the city and the country code for the corresponding country location. It's turned off right now. We are in the individual section. There's also a corporate section, corporate version. It is slightly different. It differs only in the sense that the verification process is different. So the documents that are required for verification for the corporate version are different. So we click on Next. To complete the registration, we need to confirm the email address. So we're going to do that right now. Okay, so we should have received a confirmation email. There it is. We confirm it. And we can now log into the client's cabinet. So you will get a letter with all the necessary information and access details for the MT4 balance account. We enter them where needed. Now the MT4 balance accounts will be displayed as a wallet, so all deposits will go there. And it's from this account that the trader will be able to transfer money to the trader's other MT4 accounts. So once the registration is complete, you will need to go through the verification process. In the demo version, all you need to do is just click on a button that will perform mock verification. In the real version, you will need to download documents in order to confirm your identity. All documents downloaded from the client's portal go to the CRM. In our case, we use a free version called Sugar, but it's possible to use other CRM applications if needed. Sugar is it's used as an admin panel for the administrator. This is where the administrator sees all the users who have registered. That's where the administrator can handle and take care of clients' records, review and confirm documents, and so on. So in Sugar right now, we can also find the user we've created. We can see all the information pertaining to the user. We can see it on this page right here, which you're about to see. Once the page loads, so that's where it is. So we can see the user's history and events, any new accounts that were created, any MT4 accounts that were created for this user. So we have access to all the functions of the client portal. For example, a list of our accounts. At this time, there's only a balance account. We can increase its size by depositing money via any one of the available payments methods, and these are the payment methods that are available to us. At the user's request, the portal can be integrated with any payment system. There's also a section for archived accounts. That is a destination for accounts that are no longer used. meaning accounts that have been closed. So as soon as you close an account, it is moved into the archived accounts section. We can also open a regular trading account. So we choose the accounts that we will choose the accounts that we want to open. There are additional parameters. You can select the account type, and then open. So the account has been successfully opened. Now in our account list, we can see we should be able to see that there's an additional account on top of the balance account. It's just a regular type of account. Now the balance account has been created to accommodate all the deposits and withdrawals that are done. Other accounts are used for trading, and you cannot withdraw money from these accounts. Money can be only withdrawn from the balance accounts. You can also change the leverage for the created account. So this is a list of the accounts that can be used for this type of activity. All we have to do is just select the account type we want and then the leverage that we want for that account. So we click to confirm. This happens in manual mode, so we have to go to Sugar and look at the Clients tab, which we'll do right now. So we can see that there's a new task that shows that the client wants to change the leverage parameters. Once that task has been manually processed, the status changes to closed, and the leverage is changed manually in MT4. We also have a functionality that allows the user to change the type of account. It works the same way as it does with leverage parameters. We select the accounts that we want and then the type that we're interested in. And it's possible to get full automation at the client's request. So we can now look at our depositor and withdrawals functionality. So depositing funds. We can only deposit money in a balance account. We select the option we want from a list of options. We choose the currency. If there are different currencies involved, we enter the amounts that we want to deposit, and we select the balance account where we want the funds to be deposited. And there can be several balance accounts. Then after we click on Submit, the request is transmitted to the payment system, and the money is automatically transferred into the account. Now, withdrawals, this functionality is for, as the name suggests, for withdrawal of funds. We enter the amounts that we want to withdraw. We enter a description for the payment system. We select the bank or the payment system that we want to use for the withdrawal. And we select the accounts from which we want to make that withdrawal. And then after confirming it, the requested amount is automatically transferred out of the balance account, and you will see a records of the request in the cabinets in Sugar. So for example, we have here we have a record that says new withdrawal. We're about to see that once the page loads. And we will also see the amount and the withdrawal method. And there it is. So new withdrawal. And you can see the amounts, the comments, the withdrawal methods. Now there's also a transfer functionality. A transfer is a movement of funds between different accounts. So we have a list of our accounts here, we can move money from one of the accounts on the list to any other on that list. So for example, we have our balance accounts here, and we want to move money from the balance accounts to the trading accounts that we've created earlier. We enter the amount to be transferred, and then we click on transfer. And now if we look at our transaction history, we can see that there was a transfer of funds from one account to another within the system. So we had a withdrawal of funds, and then there's also that's the withdrawal, and then there was also deposits, and every account created in the demo version automatically receives a deposit of 10,000. Then we have a tab called Profile. In the profile, we can find the client's personal information, which was filled out during the registration process, and it can be edited as needed. The client's name, language, and status. We can also download files. We have the contact information here, which can be edited. Now, editing can only be done once we've confirmed that we have uploaded the necessary supporting documents. We can also change the password. You can see the password tab at the top. There's also a documentation tab that contains the documents that will help the clients essentially use the system. You can add any kinds of documents and then enter any description that you want. There's also a PAM service tab. Through the user account, we can select to become an investor, manager, and PAM agent. And to become an investor, we click on the investor tab and then click on this become an investor button right here. We select the balance accounts that will receive all the investment profits. And the account has been created, the new account. You can become a manager. In order to do that, you will have to click on Manager, on the Manager tab under PAM Service. And then click on Create PAM Account. So the strategy name is the name of the investor we'll see on the general list. The manager's capital is the amount of the capital that will not be withdrawn. It will be administered by the manager. The balance account is the destination for profits. And you can also select the type of accounts that you want to create. Then click on Continue. So the strategy description. So as the cabinets in the system are in different languages. There are two languages in this case. We will enter our description in different languages. There are limits on the description length, both minimum and maximum limits. There are additional functionalities. You can get notifications about new investments and confirm trades manually. So what this means is that if we check this off, whenever we get investments in our account, they will appear as such, and we'll have to manually confirm that we want to accept these investments or reject them if we don't want them for some reason. In our settings, we can also specify whether we want to show the strategy to investors or conceal it, or show it only to existing investors. And you can see it right here. We can also select whether or not we want to show trades, and we can specify the method of communication for this particular type of strategy. So phone, Skype, or email, whatever you want. Then we have the risk management settings. This is optional based on the client's at the client's request. So risk management is the investor's protection system. It's used to close orders that the manager has opened, and it's based on certain predetermined parameters. And once these parameters are triggered, the order will be closed in order to prevent further losses in the account. So we'll just enter some numbers. Then we have investments condition settings as well. We can choose a period at the end of which there will be a reallocation of funds. We have the execution time application field. If money has been invested, then the money will be withdrawn at the time specified here and moved to the manager's account. The thresholds, that's the gap between these times. Then we have a number of various investment conditions. You can add up to 5 with different parameters. So we'll just enter some numbers here. And like I said, you can add up to 5, up to a maximum of 5. And that's it. Our strategy has been created. A separate account is, now just so you know, a separate account is created for each strategy. Now to close, so that's been done. To close an account, you'll need to archive that account. The accounts will be added to the archive of regular accounts. So this is an investor account or a PAM account. You will need to close them in their corresponding tabs. And these are the tabs. So I'm now going to log in as a different user. So I've done that. So there's already There's already, if we take a look at the investment tab, we can see that there's already an open investments there. Okay, and so we have the investors accounts, which is using this strategy. We can view the strategy as well. That's a strategy page. We can enter the information pertaining to the strategy. Now, some of the settings, as you've seen, might not load because this is a demo version. There's a lot of information here, descriptions. There's also a button there to make an investment. That's for someone who already has open investments. Now let's take a look at this from the investor side. There's a button that says My Investments, or rather My Investments tab. It shows all active investments that the investor has at this point. Here's investments made under this strategy. We can remove the investment, meaning we can close it, and we can view the information for this investment, its terms, its parameters. We can also make partial withdrawals from this investment. Here we can see the investments that have not yet been manually confirmed by the manager, as well as investment requests. The archived investments are here under this tab. So we can now look at it from the manager side. You can see that there's a table here. We see that there's only one investment. The manager can view the information specific to the investment here, when the investment was made, the parameters that were used. The manager can also create a new strategy. There's also a tab for past investors for this particular strategy. Here the manager can edit or delete the current strategy. And these are the parameters that can be edited or modified. And you can also familiarize yourself with the roles of PAM participants, namely investor, manager, and agents by viewing videos that we made separately for them. And that's it. And thank you for your time.